Hello and welcome to another episode of Millennial Economics. Today we're going to talk about whether you should save for retirement or enjoy your money now. Let's get right into it. All right, so I actually just recorded a podcast episode about this, but I stumbled upon another post on Reddit from somebody talking about the very same thing, so I thought I would answer their question and elaborate on this video. We will get right into the topic and start reading the Reddit post, and I will post that here for you all to read along with me. All right, so the title of the post is, I'm finding it difficult now to continue to follow the idea of continuously saving for retirement and not enjoying things. And the post reads, everything they tell you about retirement, every financial guru from Stephen Graham, who's Graham Stephan, to Dave Ramsey tells you to just save and invest, save and invest, save and invest. Everybody is like, oh, if you had not bought that avocado toast or buy that sandwich and invested it in 30 years, you'll be a millionaire. Or these fired people eating rice and beans till they're 40-ish and then retire. It's getting a bit draining for me personally. I do constantly save and invest. I have a decent amount in my Roth IRA and 401k. But it just dawned on me that every one of these people all just aim for retirement. Life expectancy in the U.S. as of 2019 is 78 years old. Average retirement age is 62. Let's say in 30 years, we increase it to 85. It just baffles me that we start working and saving from like 22 when we graduate from college to 62, which is 40 years for you to enjoy 16, maybe 23. And even then, these so-called millionaires aren't living lavishly. It's not like you spent decades saving and investing and now you're eating caviar and driving Lamborghinis. Most of these people live on like a 70K lifestyle at most. And with inflation, a millionaire in 30 years is nothing. 1 million in 2052 based on 3% average annual inflation is equal to today's $412,000. $412,000 over 16 years is only $25K a year. Imagine saving your whole life and then living a $25K a year lifestyle. Just makes me wonder if it's worth it. You spend majority of your life not enjoying anything because you shouldn't buy a nice car because you should invest that since a 50K car invested is $872,000 in 30 years based on 10% growth. You retire at 62. Say you live till 78. That's only 16 years of life left. That's assuming you won't have any illness like cancer or surgeries or any diseases. All right, so if you're anything like me, you can certainly resonate with what this person was posting on Reddit. You know, I think in the personal finance community, a lot of what we hear is exactly what this person was talking about. You know, saving and investing until retirement so that when we get to retirement age, we can finally enjoy our money. We can finally enjoy travel and family and nice things. And, you know, the older that I get and the more further along in my personal finance journey, the more I can, like I said, really resonate with this person. You know, early on when it was kind of emergency mode, when it was emergency, pay off my debt or else, you know, I'm not going to be able to do anything with my personal finances and with my finances. I think that mentality is good. I think the mentality of, you know, kind of beans and rice, rice and beans, if you're in that situation, is great. And just for those of you that don't know, that might be new to the channel, you know, my wife and I, when we first got married, we accumulated a lot of debt. I didn't have much knowledge when it came to personal finance. We had car debt, we had credit card debt, we had personal loan debt, we had a little bit of everything. It was over $40,000. I haven't calculated it down to the penny. But when we were in that situation and my income was low and my wife was staying home with our kids, you know, having that kind of 100% all-in mentality, we're not spending any money anywhere else to get ahead and pay off this debt, I think that's great. I think our mentality, though, has to change as we evolve and as we get further along in our personal finance journey, because this person's right. You know, at the end of the day, we're not promised tomorrow. And if we are only thinking for 10, 20, or 30 years in the future, we might mortgage the now for a future that we might not even be able to experience. So I'm going to elaborate a little bit on that. First, though, if you like this video, if you like this type of content, I'd appreciate it if you liked the video. It'll also put the video on your liked video playlist, so that's kind of cool. If you like what I've been talking about here on the channel, if you're new to the channel, I would very much like it if you subscribed to the channel as well. I'm posting anywhere from 1 to 2 videos a week, so that'll be right on your front page of YouTube, hopefully. And then lastly, I just want to put a quick shout out to Acorns. I've personally used Acorns for 5 to 6 years now. It's one of my main investment vehicles, one of the main platforms that I use. I have Roth IRA there. I also have my main just kind of brokerage, after-tax brokerage account. If you want an easy way, and even if you're an intermediate or advanced investor, if you want an easy way to invest with pre-built portfolios that you can choose from, you can do the roundup feature where you can sync a card to it and it'll round up every transaction and invest the spare change in an account. I just use it for recurring investments every week. If you want something like that, you can click the link in the description and you will get $5 added to your Acorn account for free. Okay, and to get back to the topic at hand, I think the key to not only personal finance, but also to life, many things in life, is balance. I think sometimes we have the habit as people to get really into one idea and we go full force into that thing. And while that has its advantages, certainly does, and that's a personality trait that I have. When I get interested into a topic, I go full in, kind of dive off the deep end, right? Dive into the deep end. But I think when you can achieve balance, I think that's when we really can see some really great results and we can see longevity with the thing that we're trying to attain, right? So let's just take personal finance like we read about earlier. You know, it's really easy to fall into seeing and falling into the thought process of I'm going to mortgage everything now so that I can enjoy it down the road. But once again, we only have today. We're only promised like this moment right now because we're here. We're not promised the future. So the unbalance in that situation is that we are putting more value on our future than we are to the today, right? And there's the opposite. We've also seen the opposite, right? And this is a lot of, especially in America, a lot of what we see is everybody wants to enjoy the now, and they've mortgaged the future, right? So the unbalance there is like they're putting all their value on the experience right now, and they're not placing any value to 5, 10, retirement, whatever, 5, 10 years of retirement. That's unbalanced. To me, what I'm trying to achieve is a balanced lifestyle in everything that I do, but more specifically for this video, for my personal finances, right? So how can I build into my budget? How can I build into what I'm doing with my money that will achieve that balance? Well, some of the things that I've experienced are setting a goal at the beginning of the year, or a goal really any time of the year, on how much you want to invest by the end of the year, right? If I have a goal of wanting to invest $20,000 or $30,000 in a given year, I can go hardcore for that goal, and any extra funds that I have, any extra margin above that, I can feel free to be able to enjoy in the now, right? Another thing that I've done is, I'm very much a things person. I tend to spend my money on things rather than experiences, and you guys have probably heard this a ton. It's kind of becoming a cliche now, if I'm being honest. But I have started to force myself to invest in experiences, particularly with my family, and not just things, right? I think investing in experiences is creating a balance of enjoying the now, enjoying the life you have in front of you, that you're experiencing, the tangible thing right here, and not just focusing on the future, right? For me, a budget has been a great tool for this. Again, if you're able to budget in every month how much you're going to invest, and then also budget in how much you're going to enjoy, that kind of places some guardrails around you. Because a lot of the people in the finance community I'm learning, they have a hard time spending money too, right? So we have the people that have a hard time saving and a hard time investing. There's also a lot of people that have a hard time spending the money they're working hard for every day. And I won't say that it's necessarily equally as bad, but it can be. I think of the person that maybe, doesn't enjoy any trips with their family, or, eating out or experiencing these cool things, and then they die, right? And their lasting memories with their family was, yes, this person was very astute financially, but we never got to enjoy time with them, right? They were always talking about money, and they were always saying no to everything. I think about the person on the other side too, if we're talking about having a hard time actually saving, where, they blew everything and then they left their family and their kids in a poor financial position, right? So there's two sides to the coin. The person that I want to be remembered as is the person that placed a high value on personal finance, on budgeting, on investing, on setting up for the future, but also was able to enjoy the now and was very present and was a very present human being. That's what I'm going for. That's the balance that I'm trying to achieve. And for everybody out there that might be feeling that pull of like, why am I always thinking about the future? Why am I only seeing people thinking about the future? This is the video that's going to give you permission to enjoy your money now and put that balance back in place of, yes, I'm going to spend money on frivolous things, but I'm also going to think about the future as well. So I hope you enjoy this video. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we will talk very soon.